Once upon a time, there were 3 little girls who dreamed of serving their country. One sang for presidents, one shook hands with presidents, and one just did presidents. They couldn't party to the left or hang to the right, so they created their own political party, and now they work for me.
I'm Uncle Sam, and this is Politics is a Drag.
You know, before we do a show, I must have a handsome, hunky bartender serve me a cocktail. Oh, thank you, Todd. Oh, my ice melted already. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm Esther Goldberg, and welcome to Politics is a Drag. And what the hell is happening in this country? All the congressmen and senators are on vacation, so nothing's happening in Washington, which makes no difference than when their asses are there. But the Republican House voted to repeal Obamacare for the 40th time before they left. Yep, do they just not get it? 40 is such a biblical number. I mean, Noah stopped floating around after 40 days. Jesus stopped starving himself in the desert after 40 days. I'd say 40 is a good time to stop repealing health care for all. I mean, what do they need for a sign? A rainbow shooting out of their asses? Please. And speaking of gay marriage, yes, the Queen of England has given her royal approval, while the Queen of Russia, we know who he is going... The Queen of Russia is going down on all things homosexual. Did I say going? I meant coming. Seriously, you think Putin has small penis syndrome? I do. I mean, think about it. The man rides around with no shirt, wrestles with bears, not the one in West Hollywood, does judo. I even hear he has a monster truck. He rides around squashing anything that looks queer. Yeah, some days there's only potato sacks and glitter all over Red Square. It's true. It's true. And Mr. Testosteronsky, he granted asylum to NSA leaky faucet Snowden, but it gets crazier. Did you hear that freak-ass dog, the bounty hunter, has vowed to bring his leaky ass back? Okay, that sounded really wrong. It really is. I mean, how times have changed. 50 years ago, Russian scientists were sneaking into our country. Now they get a leak, a freak, and the next thing, the U.S. will be shipping mail order brides to Russia. I say we send them a 6-pack of Kardashians and a Nepo lady. That's what I say. Thank you. Republican teabagger Dana Rohrabacher said on Twitter last week that he would like to defund white trash. No, that's not defend white trash, but to fund white trash who take advantage of federal social programs. I guess it was only a matter of time before the teabaggers turned on their own. I mean, well, it's true. These days, isn't Congress really just a never-ending honey boo-boo apocalypse with a better wardrobe budget? Yeah. And Republican National Committee Chairman, what's his name, Reince Priebus? I call him Rince Penis. He threatened Monday not to partner with the NBC network if it goes through with its plans to make a Hillary movie. A Hillary, bitter. But I hear that Fox is going to take it on. Yep. The only thing is they have a big surprise ending that involves a cigar, a blue dress, and I'm playing Linda Tripp. Whatever happened to that ugly bitch? Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Did you hear the Pope likes gays now? Yes, the Pope likes... You don't read the news? The Pope likes gays, and how great is that? I bet the Illuminati were shitting and flogging up a storm after they heard that one. But I mean, based on how he said it, I'm not sure he actually likes gays, but he said he wouldn't judge them. He'll leave that up to the Westboro Baptists. Oh! Do we have any pot smokers in the audience tonight? Pot smokers! Did you hear? Dr. Sanjay Gupta says he was wrong about pot. Yes. Isn't it amazing how your perspective changes after a few bong hits and a case of Pringles? And there you go. We got a great show lined up for you tonight, everybody. to go one-on-one with equality activist and Academy Award-winning writer Dustin Lance Black. Yes! And we're going to find out what drives him to change the world. I just love him. Lady Bunny's going to hit the Hollywood Boulevard for a man-on-the-street opinions about gun control. That should be really freaking funny. And our panelists at the Not So Round Table will take a look at both sides of this week's events in the news. But now it's time for our roving reporter, Coco Peru. She's out on the streets trying to find out if people are worried about NSA monitoring their calls and emails. Especially been doing some very naughty things on the phone. Hey, Coco, are you out there?
God, I have no idea who you are or why you're breathing so heavily, but it's kind of sexy. Oh my God, I'm on? Oh. Hi, Esther. I'm so sorry. I was just talking to my mom. Yeah, she breathes heavily. The emphysema. Anyway, I'm just outside Bite Size Studio here on beautiful Hollywood Boulevard, and I've been checking with people to see if they've been naughty or nice, and seeing what they've been doing on their iPhones that might make even the kinkiest NSA agent blush. Let's roll the tape. Hi, I'm Coco. What's your name?
Hola?
Hola?
Yeah.
Like in hola? Hola, habla español?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Hola. I keep saying hello to her. Hola, hola. Have you ever texted or tweeted a naked picture of yourself to anyone?
Yeah.
How old are you little...
23.
You're 23. I love it. A young, gorgeous slut right here on Hollywood Boulevard. Have you ever sexted anyone?
No.
How about sexting me? Have you ever sexted anyone or sent anybody any naked pictures of yourself?
Almost.
Almost? Well, what stopped you, darling?
Well, just not to respect my body and respect others' privacy.
Oh, don't respect your body. Have some fun.
I have a couple times.
You have?
True.
Oh, wow. Lucky them. You're beautiful, and you should send more naked pictures of yourself out.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. God damn it, he wouldn't take his shirt off. That's so unfair. Oh, you're still here. Somebody's got to take their shirt off by the end of this night. It's the only reason I'm here. You just open it. Just open it. I love Hollywood. He's got an Audi. Oh, so cute. Tell me what you do in a sexting thing, because I'm old and I don't know all about all of that. Frankie, you keep walking away. Get close to Coco. I know I'm a drag queen, but... Hi, I'm Coco. What's your name?
Ken.
Ken, are you worried about the NSA peeking into your private things?
Not at all. They've been doing it since I've been born, so I guess I'm kind of comfortable with it.
Are you calling me old? And how does that make you feel?
Feel upset and mad about it. You want to keep it to personal stuff to yourself.
I agree with you. Why are you standing like this? Am I scaring you or something? Do I smell? Hey, you, has anybody... Come here! What is this for?
I am the Visalis weight loss champion of the world.
You lost weight?
180 pounds.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Well, with your new body, you should totally celebrate it and send a naked picture of yourself. Would you do that for Coco?
I will do that for Coco and my wife.
Oh, where's your wife? She's nowhere near.
No, we don't, well, I don't know where she is.
Do you know what Grindr is?
Not really.
I have a general idea.
You're a fucking liar. You're on it all the time. I've seen you on there. Augustine is not really sure what Grindr is, so will you explain it to him?
It's a man hookup site. Yeah. Should I show him?
Oh, yeah, show him. You have it on your phone.
Oops.
Oh, there's
my
it.
God.
Wait,
That's-
look. Did you see it? He's got a hot body, doesn't he? Wow.
Thank you.
See all the naked pictures on there. Are you interested, Augustine? Not at all, huh?
I can say on camera, you look beautiful.
Augustine, I look beautiful. Will you send me a naked picture or just like a dirty tweet or something?
No, I can send you just saying hi.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get at this point.
Right.
My sad life.
Bye, dude.
She called me a dude. Oh my God. Oh. Wow, I now know that Hollywood is full of perverts. And I love it. This is Coco Peru for Politics is a Drag. Back to you, Esther.
I firmly believe in a woman's right to choose. That's why I choose not to live in Texas, North Carolina, Ohio, or Wisconsin.
He's an accomplished producer and director and winner of the 2009 Academy Award for Best Screenplay for Milk. He's also one of the people who moved heaven and earth to get the Supreme Court to overturn DOMA and Prop 8. I know him as a nice Mormon boy and dear friend. Please welcome Dustin Lance Black. Yeah! I'm verklempt and vertutzt that you actually said yes when I said, Lance, would you please come and do my very first pilot show? And you said yes. Is it because of Thanksgiving dinner, something that happened at Christmas when you invited me over for the holiday?
No, you sounded a lot like Bill Maher.
Was that what it is?
Yeah, so that's what I thought I was coming to.
Bill Maher said...
Is this not the warm-up show for real time?
Oh, no, this is like real stuff. This is the real shit here.
Oh, no.
And we can talk exactly like we want because we're all
right,
R-rated. I mean, Bruce Valanche said, I'm Bill Maher's biggest fear. 3 drag queens doing what he does better. So we said, hey, we're gonna try it. Anyway, you've been on TV a lot lately. You've driven so much with your focus on marriage equality and whatever, and you're known internationally for your film and TV work, and in Washington for your political activism on equality. But could you tell everybody out there, because many people have asked, they said, you might go, Esther, you know, I screwed that one up. Esther, you know Dustin Lance, but what is it about Dustin Lance Black that drives you to become the all-in-one package?
The what?
The all-in-one package.
Did you just say package?
Yeah, I did say package, I kept a straight face.
When I agreed to come on this show that word would come up immediately. Came up first question?
Yeah, Dustin Lance Black.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know about that, but I will tell you, people sometimes say, is it sort of a schizophrenic career to be in politics for civil rights and also to be in film work? And I say absolutely not. I think if you really pay attention to any great civil rights movement, any successful one, it really leans on storytelling. Personal storytelling. It's kind of the only way that any group of people who've been marginalized have been able to dispel the myths and the lies and the stereotypes that the culture holds about them. Mm-hmm. So, I try to use it in my film work to communicate who people are who might be marginalized or misunderstood. And certainly when you're out there doing the civil rights work, giving the speeches on television, or really just presenting your plaintiffs in, say, the Prop 8 case of the world, it's about storytelling, personal storytelling. So to me, they're really one and the same.
You mesmerize me with your blue eyes.
Yours too.
Really?
You know I'm talking here.
I know you are. And I'm just sitting there going, listen, you have a Best Screenplay Oscar, and your direct involvement in actions helped the Supreme Court overturn California's Prop 8 and DOMA. But to you, what is your biggest reward to date?
Oh, I think this is being on this show. I mean, right? I mean, let's be honest for a second. Let's be honest. Everything has led up to this moment for me.
I'm sure.
The LGBT movement started, got a big kick in the rear, got lit up by a bunch of drag queens.
That's right.
So
Amen.
That's right.
Amen.
So I am hoping that what drag queens did for Stonewall, you guys will do for my career when I walk off this show. So this is it.
We're going to do it, aren't we? You were once quoted as saying, you hear people say, this is my reason for being here. Right. This is my compass for me. That's Milk. But my question is, was Harvey Milk a political compass for you or a moral one?
I think it's about family.
Yeah?
For me. For me, Harvey Milk was the first man that I met through what I read, through the documentaries, through all the research. He was the first man I met who was that father figure that I never had. That man who had a healthy self-esteem, a sense of dignity about himself, was comfortable with being a gay man, and said to young people, you should be comfortable with who you are and proud of who you are. I didn't hear that a lot growing up in Texas, in the Mormon church, in the military. And for the first time, here was someone who was like a father figure to me. Because I say to people all the time, there's a lot more, there are many more Harvey Milks.
Right.
And a lot more mothers in our movement who we haven't talked about
I've met a few mothers in West Hollywood.
So we have
That's
to,
fine.
so we have to, I've met a lot more daddies in West Hollywood.
I bet you have.
So for me, it's about family. These people are people that we might not have had growing up in our own homes. It was really moving to me to find out that I had someone like Harvey Milk who cared about me before I was even born. wanted to give me hope before I was even born. And I want to make sure that that message continues, because there's still a lot of kids out there in areas that are very conservative, that don't embrace gay and lesbian people, and they're afraid tonight. And they deserve to know that they've had mothers and fathers out there who are looking out for them in other states.
Well, you had a conservative Mormon upbringing in Texas. Then you moved to California as a teenager, and then you went to UCLA. They're all over there.
Go Bruins.
UCLA to study film, and you had some difficulty coming out as a gay man, right?
Sure.
As a question, looking back, do you think your Mormon upbringing helped, or did it reverse engineer you into your current work and focus on social activism?
Well, I think sometimes folks in the Mormon church probably regret that I was such a good Mormon, because I was a good Mormon. And I learned everything I was supposed to. I learned to work very, very hard, stay focused, have a strategy, be thrifty, and to win. To stay alive, to win, and to make sure my group of people, just like the Mormons did, survive and thrive. And I learned those lessons. So when you watch me out there giving the speeches and working for full equality, I'm using my Mormon skills to do that. And you know, in a way, I'm using them to sort of counter some of the stuff the Mormon church has been doing to hurt gay and lesbian people for some time. And I'm going to continue to do that. You sort of fight fire with fire. And more, though, I'm finding that it also means that I can talk with people who are on the conservative side of things. I understand them. Most of my family's on that side of things, and I can speak their language. And actually, we have a lot of shared values. And so, in that way, it also makes me sort of a good ambassador, I hope, to reach out and make sure that they start to understand who we truly are.
AIDS activist Sean Sassa just passed away.
Yeah.
You know, you got to know him a few years back when you did the documentary Pedro about his boyfriend Pedro Zamora, and the standout story of MTV's Real World. I mean, do you have any words for us on Sean? Because I know it touched you. I saw your Facebook post, and I know.
Yeah, no, sure. You know, it was a TV movie, and it was the first thing I ever wrote. As a union writer, was the story of Pedro Zamora. And Sean Sasser proposed marriage to Pedro Zamora. And we're talking early 90s here.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking way before anyone thought that this would be a reality nationwide to have marriage equality. And not only did he propose, he said yes, and they were married on television. And I often say, you know, it's so important that we dream big and that we have symbols, things to look toward, people to look toward, to say that's what success looks like. And when we saw those two married, Sean and Pedro, and they were so brave to do it, so ahead of their time to do it, I think it gave us all hope. It gave us all a symbol. And you know, we look now 20 years later almost exactly, and we're all starting to enjoy what it is they started. And it is, I'm heartbroken that we lost such a visionary, such a brave man who really helped lead the way, showed us the way. And so it was tough to lose him.
We changing the subject a little bit here, but I don't know if you heard my opening monologue that you said you didn't. I was going off on Russia and Putin, who I think has small penis syndrome. I mean, really. The man, he does. I swear to God.
I really have no interest in seeing his penis.
I know, I don't either. It scares the hell out of me. Would you like to comment on the current, I mean, wait a minute, you know what's happening in Russia? I mean, this morning, this morning they actually said they might be interested in doing Don't Ask, Don't Tell during the Olympics. So, you want to comment a little bit what's happening in Russia? You know, the abuses that are happening? What do you think about
horrific. I mean, of course, there are many, many countries that have laws that are hateful, harmful towards LGBT people. What's shocking to me about Russia is that they're rolling back their laws, meaning they decriminalized in 1993, and now they're rolling it back. They opened the door and now they're closing it. And to me, it's such a cold, calculated move to sort of throw up a smoke screen. Putin, because he's suffering politically, because his people are in economic chaos, and he's using gay and lesbian people as a scapegoat. The last time we saw that happen was in the 30s.
That's right.
In Germany. And we saw what happened when people were silent about that abuse, when we just sort of let it happen and say, well, that's just them, that's just that group. And then another group was attacked, and another group was attacked. And the silence is what is dangerous. So what I've been asking everyone to do is to get loud, get noisy.
Take the duct tape off and yell.
That is right. And that includes some very powerful, loud people, like NBC, who's hosting the Olympics. They have a responsibility to tell the truth about that host country if they're going to do a 2-hour commercial about that country called the opening ceremonies.
Are we going to get rid of it? Are we going to make the phone call? Yes, we are. All right. Enough of the political stuff. What's happening? What's happening in your life? I know that you're doing a movie in Europe. You've been scouting. Every time we were texting, you were like, Esther, it's 9 hours time difference.
It's true. I've been in England. a lot. I'm shooting a movie, directing a movie in England. It's very romantic. So I'm taking a little break from politics.
Like a real, like romantic? Is it guy, girl, girl, guy, girl?
It's a boy and a girl. It's a boy and a girl. Sorry to disappoint.
What's it called? But no, it's okay.
That's called the statistical probability of love at first sight.
How fabulous. And, any stars yet?
I can't quite break it yet. But stay tuned. Have me back.
I just want to say to every person that's gay, straight, backwards, forwards, up, down, whatever, thank you for what you did this year to help change the world and change this country. Dustin Lance Black, everybody. Thank you so much. Love it.
I heard that the oldest American general store operating since 1788 closed its doors forever.
Wow, well, I guess if people want to patronize a business with 18th century values, they'll have to visit a Chick-fil-A.
From one hot blonde to another. Our own Lady Bunny, as you know, guns rights can be a serious discussion unless you send out the .38 caliber Bunny on a mission to find out who's pro-NRA, if people actually know the Second Amendment, and do they even own a gun. Let's take a look.
I know more about control top pantyhose, but let's do this, people. Control, do you own a gun?
I do not own a gun. I don't want to hurt anyone unexpectedly, so I would not own a gun.
Only you want to hurt them expectedly? A lot of people are talking about gun control, increasing gun control after the horror of Sandy Hook. What are your thoughts about gun control? Should people have more access, less access to guns?
Nah, that's a tough question.
I believe whatever Americans do that makes them happier, but ultimately adds to the safety of their fellow Americans, is their God-given right.
When are you running for political office?
I'm beginning my campaign right now. Ben Morrison, 2016. My agenda is your agenda.
Do you own a gun?
Besides the one in his pants?
Oh! Hi! How are you? Don't be shy. I am really a big hit in Hollywood. They're literally running away.
Our founding fathers should be able to go back to what they wanted and what they said and what this whole country was built off of. That's what I agree with.
So should we go back to slavery also?
No, that's a really good point though.
I think we should just give everyone a gun so nobody's worried about guns and respect them more, like Texas.
Should we give kids, it's like the ones at Sandy Hook, guns?
No kids should have guns, period.
I have no problem with fingerprinting people or taking an eye imprint of people and making it really tough to get a gun. And people that want a gun will go ahead and do that. What's the problem with that?
Do things like Sandy Hook worry you when it seems like sometimes crazy people can get a hold of guns too easily?
Yes, but unfortunately, I think crazy people can get a hold of them whether they're legal or illegal.
Are you talking about... It's a very sticky issue.
Poor Bunny, but she's here with me now at the Not So Round Table. And also joining us is the gorgeous, the lovely, our roving reporter, Coco Peru. Yes.
Hello, Esther.
Yeah! Are we going to have fun, girls?
Yes! Oh, I hope so.
All right, now let's meet the rest of our panel. This is Sloan Bella. She's a political psychic, and I guess there's no need for her to predict Anthony Weiner's future.
Oh my God, I love him. He's so much fun.
Oh, good. And last but not least, meet Magic Matt Allen, the host of Outlaw Radio and one of the stars of the new movie Category 5 that's coming out next year.
Yay, I love me.
There we go. Oh, I just love that. I get my rocks off here, and you're getting yours.
A six-pack with a six-pack.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
And here we go, guys.
Cheers.
Now listen, We got a lot to discuss because it was a busy week in the news.
This is the real thing.
It is, of course.
Nice.
We spare no expense.
I love this bar.
We have a lot to discuss because it was a busy week in the news. Lots of clips to go over. So let's begin, shall we?
The hard right is going to take over the Republican Party in 2016, and the nomination is going to Rand Paul.
Chris Matthews, get off my lawn, please. P.S. Why would I care what he thinks? Why would anyone? Not you folks, especially the psychic. But my God, he is. I heard his rant. He is 100% incorrect. It will be Chris Christie. It's not a hard right-wing person. It's Chris Christie, a guy that sort of pissed me off, and a lot of us conservatives, with his smoothing up to Obama. However, he's probably the right guy, and he's probably a smart politician. And P.S., he's not about big government. He is the man. Chris Wallace, wrongola again.
So you don't like it when Chris Matthews is basically endorsing who should be the Republican candidate?
I did not say that. It doesn't matter to me.
Right.
It matters not. I love everyone having an opinion. It's a beautiful thing, and that's one of the reasons I love the United
Rubio?
States of America.
What about Rubio?
Yeah,
what about him?
What about him?
I gave you my shot. I gave you my guy.
I'm telling you psychically, Rubio.
Yeah, okay.
I have to say, my gut instinct is what you're saying, Chris Christie. I really, and I think it's because with Sandy and whatnot, everything happened, people like the way he handled that.
Woman here.
And I'm not saying I would vote for him, but I just feel like people want to relate to someone, and I feel like he's very relatable. Whereas I feel Rand Paul is a bit off the wall, and people.
He's an ophthalmologist, for Christ's sake.
And I don't agree with his vision for this country.
I do.
Well, Christie is relatable because America is increasingly obese, and we need an obese president to represent us.
I can see the
Since
slogan.
Bill Clinton has the president visited McDonald's so much, so
Right.
you could be right on that.
I actually don't like it when they criticize Christie for his weight. I mean, Barbara Walters was so annoying when she was all over him, like basically saying, "Aren't you too fat to run?" I mean, just because he's heavy doesn't mean he's going to drop down and have a heart attack. He's not that old.
But he's more likely to.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay, skinny bitch.
I don't care how you look. I don't care about aesthetics. Give me someone who has their act together, unlike the guy we have in there right this second.
Oh. You didn't vote for Obama, did you?
I would like to know what this lovely psychic has predicted that has come to fruition.
Oh God, nothing, right? Isn't that what you want to say? Go ahead, say it.
Why so harsh when I ask you a feasible question? Simply,
Lots.
can you not simply
Yeah,
answer?
lots.
If you are a psychic,
Okay.
as you state,
Oh, here we go.
then
Here we go.
Then lots.
Lots of stuff.
I'm
You have
only
to-
asking for one interesting, true.
Michael Jackson's death.
What?
Prior.
Oh, no, none of us
On
saw that
TV.
coming.
No. Prior on TV, 4 years prior on TV telecast, and Angelina Jolie's baby twins' birth decoy before she actually had the twins.
Danny Baldwin was
There
on
you go.
was on my radio show,
Is that the fat Baldwin brother?
outlawradio.tv. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I know there's like, well, they're all
by
about
the way, it's good that you folks on the left aren't judgmental. That's beautiful.
We just know shading and how to set under our
Gorgeous.
key light.
He predicted the same thing 4 years before Michael Jackson's death, but
Did he?
Danny Baldwin does not go on stage and tell the world that he is a psychic.
But listen, moving on, former Republican Congressman and MSNBC host Joe Scarborough skewers my favorite, Ted Cruz, over attacking Senator Tom Coburn and threatening to shut down the government over the funding of Obamacare. Let's take a look at this clip right here.
Ted Cruz comes in, obviously so completely ignorant. Ted Cruz put our political lives on the line more times in 6 months than Ted Cruz will put on the line his entire lifetime.
Is Ted Cruz the reincarnation of Senator Joe McCarthy or America's hope?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm talking to my asshole. Of course I'm asking you.
Coco, she's talking to you.
I guess you're not talking loud enough then.
Okay. Come on.
Is he the reincarnation?
Yeah.
Listen, the bottom line is, I don't think we need to shut down the government. When I say we, our side, the conservatives, I think it's probably a ridiculous thing to do because we have them, meaning those,
By
the balls with
those are her balls.
running
Switched them up.
running against Obamacare, one of the worst travesties to happen in the United States of America. We can't afford it. It's a bad idea.
What do you mean?
Don't shut down government, though. Cruz is not totally out of his mind.
Yes, he is.
No, he isn't.
Yes, he is.
He has a feasible idea. The problem is that we look like the bad guys. You would love that, but it doesn't work for me. I'm not that guy.
Well, I'm glad to hear a conservative say that shutting down the government all the time isn't the answer, because I think most people with sense would agree.
Right.
In either party.
But it seems that's all the conservatives do is they
Thank
just
you,
want to
Lady
shut
Bunny.
down.
No,
telling you it's
wait
a
a second.
wrong.
I'm a conservative, and I don't want to shut down the government.
Thank you.
Lady Bunny on the verge of conservatism.
But there's
on
a lot of
occasion.
conservatives that feel the
On the
same
verge.
as you, not shutting down the government. I read that.
So is that the Tea Party? Bunch of crazy Tea Party idiots that
Well,
are
I don't
sitting
look
there
at them
screaming?
as Tea Party idiots. I've been to one rally, and they seem like gentle, nice folks to me.
Obviously, you're on a Quaalude or something.
Why, Esther?
But no, I'm shocked. If Reagan were running for president for the Republican Party, that he
Right.
wouldn't get elected.
Right. Why do you say that?
Because these Tea Party people are crazy.
You're incorrect.
Okay.
I mentioned earlier, Chris Christie is probably the guy.
Right.
He's as middle of the road. Ronald Reagan was not, as you know, a huge conservative. The man was a middle of the road, one of the greatest statesmen on the planet. Because he could deliver the message is why that man was elected twice.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to say he was elected because it was his karma. Sorry, I had to say that.
Oh, God. What's your sign, baby?
Oh, I'm not telling you.
Oh, my.
Read my mind.
Oh, no, I know what it is. Stop.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Fox News interview, we're moving on. The Fox News interview with author Reza Aslan. Does this redefine a bad interview, or is it a Fox agenda fiasco caught on tape? I want you to take a look at this. I want you to take a look at this tape right here.
I want to clarify, you're a Muslim, so why did you write a book about the founder of Christianity?
Well, to be clear, I am a scholar of religions with 4 degrees, including one in the New Testament and fluency in Biblical Greek, who has been studying the origins of Christianity for 2 decades, who also just happens to be a Muslim. So it's not that I'm just some Muslim writing about Jesus. I am an expert with a PhD in the history of religions.
Score.
Reza married.
Matt.
Yes.
You're a total pro in broadcasting.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you cringe even just a little bit when you saw this?
The deal here is it wrong? Is it wrong to ask him the question that does your religion, does it shade the way you wrote this book? I don't think it's out
She
of the
didn't really
question.
ask it like that.
Yeah, no,
she sort of implied that why would he be writing
I also
about
don't think that the question was a politically correct or politically incorrect question. I think it was just a stupid question.
There you go.
And you're talking to people who are very politically incorrect. That's what we do for a living, is to ride that edge of what's politically correct. We make money doing that.
Would I have gone down this road and been ponderous? Because this thing lasts for like 9-10 minutes. No, but also it's about context. What's the name of the show? Spirited Debate?
Yeah.
He knows what he's getting into. If the show is called Spirited Debate, why would he find himself on a show that he knows there will be an ugly sort of debate?
Well,
it's spirited.
I'll agree with you on that, because I do believe on these propaganda news shows on both sides.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. They know they're going on, and they know it's going to be, it's
Correct.
one-sided, and he probably knew what he was going into. That still doesn't take away from the fact it was a pretty stupid question.
But is this man a pretty intelligent guy? He seems to
Yes.
come off like a well-read human being who has tremendous credits.
Right.
And I give him that credit.
Incredible credit.
But let the reader make the decision. Let the reader of his tome make that decision. Do I give this guy 100% credit and take his Muslim religion out of it? Let the reader. I do believe in personal responsibility. Come on, read it. You think that man is all that he is cracked up to be? Then excellent. If you don't, then you don't have to believe it. That's America.
That's how I feel about the Bible and Jesus. Did you read that book?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's 2013. Why are we still talking about ancient books?
All right, come on. Fox News is using Weiner, Filner, and Spitzer and the other sex scandal-ridden Democrats to say the real war on women is by Democrats. Are they right? Or are the Republicans worse by defunding Planned Parenthood, restricting abortion laws, and refusing to vote for equal pay for women? Let's go to this clip here.
All right, well, some are now saying that Democrats are actually the ones waging a war on women. Democrats like Anthony Weiner, Elliot Spitzer, and Bob Filner.
Bob Filner is literally, apparently, the former member of Congress, Democrat, now the mayor of San Diego. According to, what is it now, 8 of his reputed victims, was literally like grabbing women. So if that's not a war on women, what is?
So does anybody here think there's a war on women by the right or the left?
Definitely.
What do you think?
I'm going to go with the Republicans more. So Weiner, I think it's good. He put a picture of his, on Twitter. His Wiener,
As
because
you'd say.
No, I'm saying because it has to look better than his face. I'm sorry, that's really bad, but I'm just thinking that's where he went with it. No, but to stop women's health stuff, that's worse.
Okay.
That's obviously what they're doing is their own personal problem.
Mm-hmm.
And the mayor of San Diego, this is a prediction, by the way, and I'm predicting it right now. I think he actually has early onset of either dementia or something with his thinking. I think it's a response to what's going on in his brain.
You can make that statement about many on the left, however.
Okay, well, I'm making it about
All
him.
right, I heard you. And
Just
nicely
him
done.
as a person.
But P.S.
But seriously,
you're not
yeah.
going out on a limb. This guy's a nut job.
Well, he could just be a male nut job, and you're, I'm sure, familiar with that. But
I am too, sadly.
I'm going to tell you about something about drag queens that you might be picking up on.
All right.
Is that we grew up living outside the box. Not inside
so to
the
speak.
box.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So when you live outside the box, you get a nice view of everything. And I really think that that's where you have to live your life if you're going to have some sort of fair and balanced conversation.
This has been illuminating to me, I must tell you.
Well, see, I can see it another side, not just the war on women, but Tucker has finally won the war on fashion and given up that stupid bow tie that he wore for decades.
That's right, I just noticed that.
I don't believe there's a war on women. I don't believe there's a war on man. There is no war except Al-Qaeda, and those are a bunch of bastards, and we should put them down and make America strong again and stop being weak. I know I go back to our president, but gosh darn it, I'm not a fan. But I'm not being.
Well, your president took us into two stupid-ass wars. We're still
And Obama did get Osama.
Did you mean to say
So it's
Stu?
not like he's letting Al-Qaeda off the hook.
But wait a second, you're talking about Obama, who took credit for, yes, of course, and by the way, deserved it. However, he also said that the problems are over in so many words. Guess what? They're just beginning, and it's getting ugly.
You're
And it's
kidding.
happening now.
Do you remember the asshole that stood on the aircraft carrier with a big sign that said "Mission Accomplished"?
No, I don't.
I do.
I remember.
I do. I'm sorry. I saw it.
Esther, I don't. I remember the President of the United States making that ridiculous
Well,
statement.
he was never my president because it was a hanging chad.
Well, he did make the mission accomplished announcement 2 years into what, an 8-year war?
Thank you
that
very
we never
much.
should have gone into, Iraq?
Esther,
never attacked us?
Unlike you, Obama is my president. I'm just not happy with him.
I accepted W as much as I could. I mean, I was really accepting Cheney, but what the hell?
Yeah, who wants a little honesty in that office? Certainly not the folks today.
All right. And, ooh, do you hear the silence in the room? Now in a 2011 poll, 51% of likely Republican primary voters believe that Obama was born outside of the U.S. Yet, back to our good friend, yet Republican Ted Cruz, a presidential contender for 2016, has a birth certificate that's Canadian. But since his mom was American, he can legally run for president. Let's hear it from his own words, right down here.
Are you ready to run for president?
I'm not focused on the politics.
Is it fair to say you're not?
John, I've been in the Senate all of 7 months.
Right.
The last office I was elected to was student council.
You were born in Canada. Are you even eligible to be president of the United States?
My mother was born in Wilmington, Delaware. She is a U.S. citizen, so I'm a U.S. citizen by birth.
Was that 51% of Republicans that don't believe that Obama was born here?
Yeah, so 2011.
Do you think it could have something to do with his name is Barack Hussein Obama, and he's not
black.
white? I mean, sadly, I think we've got to say that Americans aren't that bright.
Wait a second, he's half white, and I'm prejudiced against that half that's white.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Never liked us whiteys.
Okay.
Sloan.
Why would that sort of why that sort of response? This is, I mentioned this earlier. The political correctness has gone through the roof. It's ridiculous. We should be able to say, is gay good? Is homo? And so I said jokingly, does butt pirate work?
For me, it does.
And by the way,
especially in church.
And you should see the treasure she's unburied.
And Lady Bunny, I appreciate that because I should be able to say that. And no, I have no problem.
It's freedom of speech. I agree with you.
But I also have no problem with what you do sexually. I've always
I
said,
don't have a problem with you either.
but have a happy day.
So, do you approve of gay marriage?
No, I am
Why?
not a fan.
Oh,
I'm
why?
not a fan.
Why?
Because
Explain that. Explain to me why
Well-
some of these people over here, some of these people over here don't have the right to get married.
If
Is
you-
it a religious thing with the Bible with you?
No,
or
No, you know
Okay.
it's not.
Okay. Oh, really?
You pretty much.
You're
know it's not.
psychic.
I am actually interested to hear this.
Yes.
Okay.
So please.
I don't like the changing of the definition of marriage between a man and a woman. It's a slippery slope. What is the reason for same-sex marriage?
Okay, I'm just
Give
going
me the first
I'm just going to
reason.
give you one
And help me.
reason for me.
Yes.
I met my partner 18 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We have a house together. We pay taxes. We love each other. And we were legally married in Spain, and that country, as far as marriage, it didn't make it fall apart.
By the way, though, Spain rocks. They get the best Cuban cigars.
Okay.
And they got great health care.
Which
Is that
I do
government
agree with.
health care?
Yes, but well, my point is, when we come back from Spain every
Right.
year, and we go through customs, and we see a husband and wife go through customs together, no one asks questions. Welcome back to the USA.
Yeah.
Every year we come back, we walk up to that person together, and one of us gets sent back behind the yellow line because our marriage is not recognized here.
Right.
This is the first year we went together, and the man said, "Welcome back to the USA." And I got to tell you, it felt great, and I was really proud of my country.
It does my heart good that it made you feel good. That I say on my 18-year-old
And you know, it
daughter's
made
life.
my 87-year-old mother feel really good too. And my father fought for this country in World War II,
And
so that his son
Love that.
could have a better life in this free country.
Understood. The problem I have is what stops a man or a woman from loving a family member and marrying that family member.
Ask Woody Allen.
Now it is.
Thank you.
You know what I'm talking about, blood.
No,
You
it's
know
still
what
his
I'm saying.
adopted
But
daughter.
You know what I'm saying.
I don't think.
But you're
Yeah.
saying but wait a
That
second.
slippery slope is so way out there.
Not true.
That's-
Why should we not have three
Why is
wives
there-
or three
You
husbands?
It's
should
on
have three-
television.
you should
There's a
have three
TV
wives, if
series.
that's what
Oh,
you
we
want.
should?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Therein lies the slope, psychic. Therein lies the problem.
No, you
And by the
should.
way,
What do they-
I've got a tough time
sorry.
with this because your story is meaningful to me. And I
Yes,
love your
because if you
happiness.
actually
might be
spent
able to
some time with me and my family,
You could change
you would
my
see
mind,
us as a
perhaps.
family, and I would change your mind.
But at this point, I must tell you, I don't like the redefining. I don't like a new definition.
Where was it written?
Yeah, who defined it to
who
begin with?
defined it
Who
to begin
defined
with?
it?
It's not a new definition. It's an inclusion of people who were excluded from the old definition.
Exactly. And I do think
And
we
we're
should
less
have
concerned with-
personally
Listen,
3
we're
or 4
drinking.
husbands.
Why are we
about-
talking
what
politics?
about-
This is ridiculous.
I think we're less concerned with the religious implications
Yeah,
of gay
couldn't care
marriage
less.
than things like coming through customs, visiting your sick partner in the
or
hospital,
my
or the
husband-
will,
Assets.
or you know.
I paid for insurance for many, many years. Now I'm covered by my partner's insurance. We have to pay taxes on that.
Right.
Whereas the other straight couples that work in the same office as him don't have to pay taxes on that insurance. It's these little things that start to make you feel
There's a portion-
I'm not equal here.
There's a portion of my being that wants you to have that right, so you can suffer like us heterosexuals. There's another portion of my being that loves the concept of a man and a woman and procreation, and that, in my opinion, is one of the major reasons for marriage.
Okay, my brother, who's married to a black woman, had that same argument with me.
Yeah.
I reminded him that at one time.
How'd that work out
Yeah,
for him?
at one time, his marriage was illegal, and he's like, but he said marriage is for
Different.
procreation. They never had children.
then-
This was his second marriage for him. So I said, well, you better get busy with your wife. And suddenly the light went off, and he realized, oh, you know what? I'm not accurate.
Well,
there.
maybe there's a problem there that you're unaware of.
No.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Picking on her family.
Sloan,
What?
you have heard
I'm not
it.
picking on.
I have heard it all.
You
ever
can pick
heard-
on my family.
not.
I pick on my family all the time.
All right, you go, girl.
We told you.
I knew there was a cigar for a reason.
Converting. You cannot. Seriously.
No.
What,
Sasha, you
do you have any gay friends that are close friends of yours?
Let's see, Randy Jones, the cowboy from the Village People. One of my dear friends.
Wonderful.
Mine too.
And
Okay.
only because he makes that Y so wide. It's just, how do you not like that?
I
With
look
his
at you-
legs.
I'm looking at you and going, why?
No, not with the legs.
Give it up for our fabulous panelists. We had a really good time this evening. We had a really good time this evening. So, politics is a drag. Cheers.
You know, I never really believed in global warming until I started having hot flashes.
Joining us now is critically acclaimed singer and songwriter Jill Sobule, currently on tour with Saturday Night Live alumni Julia Sweeney. Jill's music touches on such themes as the death penalty, gay love, reproduction, adolescence, and the Christian right. Currently, your big issue is what, immigration?
Well, today, yes.
Can you not understand when these crazy people sit in Washington and like they want to keep people from getting into our country? And I mean, we are a nation of immigrants. And they sit there and scream about all these immigrants coming into our country.
And it's also interesting because as gay issues and more social issues, it's really splitting and hurting the Republican Party because demographically, gay issues, we know young people, even young evangelicals don't care.
Right.
And here we're a nation of people that slowly do not care where another person's from.
Do you think
They just want a
except for
good
the older
citizen.
people who are scared that America no longer looks like the traditional white America
And are
that they
living
grew up
longer.
with. But you know what?
True.
Old white men screwed up the world. Let's give somebody else a chance.
Thank you very much.
That's right.
Some women.
That's right.
Trans.
That's right. The
And
Pat
sees them alone.
Buchanans of the world they're dying off.
I think that deserves a round of applause.
Oh my God.
Not that we're endorsing death on anybody.
Except
Pat Buchanan. Okay, panel, I want you all please to stay seated for just a few more minutes, because at the end of every show, I like to take a few minutes to comment on something we discussed tonight. And I can do that, well, because it's my show. This week, let me talk about Vladimir Putin. He's the leader of Russia, worth billions, sees himself as the hero of the Federation, but what he really is nothing more than a small, pricked, homophobic, bald Napoleon. You've all heard the expression, one picture is worth 1,000 words, and I just need to use a few to point out how friggin' gay you really are, Vlad. Let's take a look. That stripper's packing a lot in his G-string. Arrest him! Leave me alone, I'm practicing for the water ballet competition. That was my version of It's Raining Men. Tyler Perry, eat your heart out. My favorite. Are you sure this is the way to Brokeback Mountain? And last but not least, buddy, could you read that? I want you to read this one.
Oh, he has a little pecker too.
All right. I'd like to say thanks to my guests, Sloan Bella, Magic Matt Allen, and to my fabulous, gorgeous political cohorts, Lady Bunny and Coca Peru. See you soon, and remember, you don't have to be in a wig and falsies to understand that, what? Politics is a drag. And now over to Jill Sobule performing us out live on our party set. Good night, everybody. Good
When they say we want our America back, our America back, our America her back. Well, what the fuck do they mean? Remember the Garden of Eden, before Eve hung out with that snake. You could walk down the street, not worry about thieves. All the kids could go trick-or-treating. Then those foreigners started coming in, like the Germans in 17